Community to me would be sort of a environment or a group of people who are sort of working towards similar goals or similar values, or like a collection of people all sort of within the same sort of field with a sort of common, like a common field, whether it's area, interest, any of that sort of thing. But I think community, one thing I think community is really important for is that it's sort of, I don't know, it kind of makes you feel like a little bit more normal with certain things. Like some communities can make you feel sort of more value than individually you would have felt. I think once you can see yourself recognised within sort of a local community or a similar community, you feel like part of something, even if that's just like a social community rather than being like we are, a work community working towards something. So I think that's really important, the sort of environment of being a collective rather than just feeling alone all the time. And I also think community is really good because you can sort of act out change in your smaller groups. Obviously communities are usually smaller than sort of a nation or a borough. It's usually a bit smaller than that, but you can still create change within that and act on. I think growing up for me, a community hero I had was Louis Ingham, who was a youth theatre director, and I mean just a professional director who just happened to work with young people at the time that I got to work with Louis. So Louis brought together young people from across all of the northeast, from sort of all walks. Louis brought together like multiple young people from sort of all over the northeast, from all walks of life, and we created what was the Young Company at the Northern Stage, where we created shows and wrote, acted, kind of in a way like helped assist directing, created music, had a lot of say, which was really important as young people. So it was very much like a theatre community, but it felt like a sort of Louis brought together. I think in my instance, I felt like I came into that as someone who was like aware of the world, but within that community was sort of brought into Louis' like almost like political theatre community about sort of world change in that sense. I don't know all the sort of details of the Windrush generation, but the sort of extent of my knowledge is kind of a little bit about, the sort of history of it, that it was a period of time where, as far as I'm aware, the British government was bringing or inviting people over from sort of the Caribbean and stuff to come and work in the UK and settle and raise families and become British citizens and live a life. Advice for young people in the community now: get off your phone, get involved in things. I say as someone who, I think even this morning by about 10 a.m. my phone was like, wow, you've been on your phone for 2.5 hours today. And I was like, oh, that's bad. But yeah, get off your phone, talk to people in person. People aren't talking to each other, it's all typing. And, learn things from the actual world, from living and experiencing and trying things. I think phones are making people really, really self-conscious, and I think if kids get out and do stuff in their community, even just walking about, genuinely at this point, even just walking about, you will see and learn more than your phone is telling you.